Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella from Meeple University.
Today we're going to be teaching you how to play Spook Manor. By the end of this video, you'll be ready to play the game. Coming up. Let's learn to play Spook Manor. Game designed by David Bruglia and Drake Villarreal, with art by the Miko and published by Final Frontier Games.
And if you find value from this video later, please hit that like button and write in the comment sections below for others to find. For now, let's get to the table.
Set in the same universe as Monsters on Board, Spook Manor is a tile or card laying game in which players will compete against each other to add rooms and invite monsters into their mansions to create the scariest house they can. The game ends after each player has added 20 rooms to their manors, and the player with the most points wins. To set up, place all of the coloured meeples in the centre of the table. These represent the monsters you can bring into your manor. Now deal each player 2 lobby cards, which will look like this on one side and like this on the other. Each player chooses either side for them, so they have one left side, showing a light in the bottom left corner, and one right side, showing a monster in the bottom right corner. This will be the start of your manor, so leave space above to grow into. Shuffle all of the room cards and then deal each player a face-down pile of 23 cards, putting the rest of the cards back in the box. Each player draws a starting hand of 4 cards from their personal stack of 23, and you're now ready to play. In each round, all players will simultaneously look at the 4 cards in their hand and choose one which they wish to build into their manor. There are 3 simple restrictions when placing a room. You must place adjacent to an existing room, so you would not be able to leave a space like this. You must place on the ground floor or above, so you could not put a basement room below the lobby. And you cannot place a room above the ground floor if the room directly underneath it has not previously been built. Once you've chosen where to place a room, you cannot move it again later in the game. Then, if the card you've placed shows an envelope icon on the bottom, then take one monster meeple of the matching colour and place it into your lobby. This is the only icon that requires an immediate action. All other icons are used for final scoring. Then, to finish the round, each player hands the remaining 3 cards to the player on their left, receives 3 cards from the player on their right, and then draws back up to 4 from the personal deck. You'll repeat this sequence of placing and then passing a total of 20 times through the game. Once you've placed a card and your draw deck is empty, then the game is over. You'll proceed now to monster placement and then final scoring. In monster placement, you'll be moving the monster meeples from your lobby to your entertainment rooms, which are the rooms that show this gramophone icon in the top right corner and these monster icons near the bottom. Each coloured monster icon can take one monster of the matching colour, like so. While each grey monster icon can take a monster of any colour, although you may score more points for a monster of a certain colour. Here, for example, the orange-yellow will be worth more points than any other colour. If you have more monsters than spaces to put them into entertainment rooms, then some will remain in your lobby, where they'll be worth negative points. And do note that you can move your monsters around during the game if you wish, rather than waiting till the end. You may freely allocate or reallocate. It won't have any bearing on the game because ultimately these only score during final scoring. After all players have allocated, you'll score all of your rooms. Each room scores any base points showing in the top left corner of the room. Entertainment rooms score points based on how well you meet the meeple requirements on the spaces. So here you will get 1 point for a non-yellow meeple and 3 points for a yellow one, a total of 7. Here you would get 3 or 8 points for having 1 or 2 purple meeples. And here you'd gain 1, 4, 9 or 15 points for having 1, 2, 3 or 4 differently coloured meeples. So here 9. Portrait rooms score based on having a certain type of feature in one of the 4 orthogonally adjacent rooms. Here you will get 2 points for each light room and entertainment room, for a total of 4. This one gives you 3 points for each empty space, represented by the X. That will give you 6 points because the basement doesn't count. And this one gives you 1 point for each entertaining room and yellow-orange monster. This includes both the meeples that you've placed and the printed meeples on the rooms that you've placed. So in this case, a total of 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, you'll score your lighting rooms, and here you'll gain points for sets of matching types of lights and matching colours of lights. To work this out, take one of these lighting cards and then look at the lighting icons on each of your lighting rooms in your manor. Place some sort of counter, probably a leftover meeple from the general supply, onto each lighting symbol that you have. Once you're done, each row and column scores 0, 2, 5 or 9 points for having 1, 2, 3 or 4 meeples in it. Here you would score 2 plus 2 plus 5 plus 5 plus 9 points for a total of 23. Finally, you'll score the 2 objectives shown in your lobby. The left side of the lobby scores points based on the total number of columns in your manor that are 6 or more rooms high. 3 points for 1, 7 points for 2, or 13 points for 3. Finally, for the right hand side of your lobby, you will lose points if you have any monster meeples remaining in your lobby that you could not allocate to an entertaining room. This will be 1 point for 1 meeple, 4 points for 2 meeples, 9 points for 3, or 16 for 4 or more. The player with the highest score wins. In the event of a tie, whoever scored the most combined points from the 2 lobby objectives wins, and if still tied, victory is shared. The game also comes with a solo mode, which plays with the same scoring but a modified draft variant. As part of setup, you'll deal 2 decks of 20 cards instead of 1 of 23, and then at the start of the game, you'll flip 2 cards from each deck face up. Each round, you'll choose one of your 4 cards to build into the manor, discard the other from that side of the board, and then reveal the next 2 cards from that deck. Once the game is over, you'll compare your final score against the table in the rulebook. You can also play with the big manor variant, where you'll have decks of 30 cards instead of 20. And that's how to play Spook Manor. We hope you enjoyed this video.
If you enjoyed this video or find it useful somehow, please hit that like button and subscribe to us if you haven't already done so. Or you can hit that meeple in the corner and hit the bell so you get notification when we have new and exciting videos. You can also follow me on Instagram for my board games journey.
And if you have any questions, comments or feedback, please leave them in the comments section below.
See you next time!